How to find the solution set of an algebra inequality. Have you ever wondered how to determine the solution set of an algebra inequality? It might seem tricky at first, but with a few simple steps, you can master this concept. Let's break it down together. To find the solution set of an algebra inequality, you start with a process similar to solving an equation, but there are some key differences due to the inequality symbol. The solution set includes all values of the variable that make the inequality true. First, you may want to rewrite the inequality as an equation to find critical points. For example, if you have 2 times the variable plus 3 greater than 3 times the variable plus 4, rewrite it as 2 times the variable plus 3 equals 3 times the variable plus 4. This helps you identify boundary values. Next, isolate the variable using inverse operations. You can add, subtract, multiply, or divide to get the variable alone on one side. For instance, if you subtract 3 times the variable and 3 from both sides, you simplify it to -1 times the variable greater than 1. A very important rule to remember is that if you multiply or divide both sides of the inequality by a negative number, you must flip the inequality sign. For example, if you multiply both sides of -1 times the variable greater than 1 by -1, it changes to the variable less than -1. Be cautious with special cases. Avoid multiplying or dividing by a variable unless you know its sign, as this can affect the direction of the inequality. When dealing with compound inequalities, solve each part carefully and combine the solution sets. Now, let's representing the solution set on a number line. Plot the critical values you found earlier. Use a solid circle for inequalities that include equality, like less than or equal to, and an open circle for strict inequalities, like less than. Shade the region that satisfies the inequality. To ensure accuracy, test intervals between the critical points. Pick a number from each interval created by the critical points and substitute it back into the original inequality. If the inequality holds true, that interval is part of your solution set. Finally, express the solution set in interval notation. Use parentheses for strict inequalities and brackets for inclusive inequalities. For example, if the variable is less than -1, you write it as -infinity to -1. Let's look at a practical example. If you have 3 times the variable plus 8 less than 26, subtract 8 from both sides to get 3 times the variable less than 18. Then, divide both sides by 3, resulting in the variable less than 6. The solution set includes all values less than 6, written as -infinity to 6. This method applies to linear inequalities and can also extend to more complex ones, such as quadratic or rational inequalities. Start by finding critical points where expressions equal 0 or are undefined, then test intervals. Understanding how to find the solution set is essential for graphing inequalities and solving real-world problems where you need to know the range of possible values that satisfy certain conditions. With practice, you will find this process becomes easier and more intuitive.